Now let's discuss the color properties, background colors, and background settings for styles. And the color property is the primary property here. It sets the foreground color of an element. You set it to a color value like this, sharp FFFFFF, which is white. And the sharp indicates that it's a hexadecimal value that follows. Red, green, blue color values from 00 up to FF. Hexadecimal value for 255, and you can also set the background color the same way. You set to using the background color property. You also set to a color value like this, and the background color is particularly important in Ajax because it allows you to highlight newly downloaded and displayed text by setting the background color of that text to say pink or red or something like that, something eye-catching that you can set and then reset back to the normal white, for example, after a few seconds. This background color, background image sets a background image. You set it to the URL of you assign this property the URL of the background image to display. Background repeat specifies for the background color, the background image should be tiled. In other words, how many times the background image should appear in the background. Should it tile the background, which is the case if you set it to repeat, background repeat property. Set it to repeat in the X direction, repeat in the Y direction, or no repeat. Background attachment property is a nice property in the Internet Explorer. It's not supported in Firefox or Netscape Navigator. It specifies the background scrolls the rest of the document. Set to scroll or fixed. And if you set it to fixed, then the foreground, in other words, usually the text in a web page scrolls, but the background does not. The background stays stationary. So it gives you the impression of the text being written on a glass sheet that's moving up and down. Very interesting display, moving up and down in the browser. Background position also lets you set the initial position of the background. You can set it to top, center, bottom, left, or right. So those are the primary color and background properties in CSS. Let's take a look at an example. This is colors.html, and all we're going to do is create a table, an HTML table, and style each table cell with a different background color, as you see here. Okay, this is a background color style property, and then as you can see, this is the RGB function. This is available to you in all modern browsers to set styles. You can use RGB to set the red, green, and blue values of the color you want to set. So RGB, for example, RGB 255, 0, makes this color solid red. And RGB 000, since this is the red, green, and blue color values, makes this solid blue. And we're going to make this a tic-tac-toe board, as you can see here from the table headers, the TH cells, tic-tac-toe, and I'm going to put X's and O's inside the table cells to give it the appearance of a tic-tac-toe game, but we're going to set the background colors of all the cells to various colors. This is black, for example. This is going to be green, and here's, as you see, you can style the various. This is all using the style attribute of the table cells. As you can see, here's the result, and it's indeed a very colorful display with red, green, blue, and so forth, even yellow and black, white, and sort of an aqua there as well. And that's the way to use the background color property, and that's a very important one in Ajax. You'll often see Ajax applications that download text, display that text, and in order to make sure that the change in the text in the web page is noticed, use the background color property to highlight downloaded text. For example, it might change to red, background color property, and then back slowly using JavaScript back to white. That just indicates that something has been downloaded or something has changed, and so it's important use of CSS. And that's a good overview of the color properties and the background color properties and the background properties that are available in CSS. And there you see them on the screen.